Hey there, you like that? You like that little bit of jiggery pokery? I thought you would. It's a card to box trick. You get the card, put it in the middle, and then it appears in the box in a fairly clean and concise way. Hey guys, new year, new piggy here with another video. And today we have
an advanced card trick tutorial.
you guys like advanced card tricks. And I thought I'd start this new year off with a bang and show you guys this thing that I put on Instagram. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram, make sure to check me out right here. Pigcake 69, because Pigcake 1 through 68 were completely taken. I'm just going to show you guys a trick. I'm just going to show you guys the trick here. So usually people tend to ask me, hey Piggy, what are the cards that you're using? So today I'm using the Coca-Cola cards, the Coca-Cola playing cards. They're fairly nice. They're robust. Usually when you see cards and they're representing some sort of brand, they're made by the back of a hairy lesbian. Today, I'm going to show you guys that these cards are actually fairly nice. So you could pick them up in the link in the description below. So for this particular trick, you're going to need a box of cards. And this box goes somewhere on your left side. So if you want to do a little bit of one of these flourishes and make sure that the box ends up in the left pocket, make sure to do that, because you're going to need to have that there for when you execute the little bit of a control that you're going to be using in order to make sure the card is where it needs to be. Oh boy, if only there was some sort of repository of controls, moves, sleights, tricks, and theory on magic, ranging from coin tricks to card tricks to even mentalism. Oh boy, maybe there is in the Pigcake Card Academy. You thought you could get through a video without a piggy ad. Your boy needs to eat. Check out the Pigcake Card Academy. 2 videos a week going over card moves, coin moves, and now mentalism. That's a little bit more pricey, but it's still cheap. It's still cheap in the grand scope of things. So make sure to check that out if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. So you guys saw the little bit of a performance there, and you could kind of get an idea as to what I'm doing. Essentially, I'm using an angle jog, which is one of my favorite techniques, to angle out the card that is going to be controlled and placed underneath the box. That's the secret. Now, the angle jog is a little bit of a more advanced move, but I'm going to hopefully go into enough detail here with you guys today where you guys are going to be comfortable performing this move and seeing its many applications. Oh boy. So first things first, you're going to need a card picked and selected. In this case, we're going to use the Poker Guide card. So this is the card that usually you have around the table for people that don't know how to play poker, like your nan. So this card is going to get inserted into the middle of the deck, approximately halfway. And here you're going to have to watch your angles. You're essentially going to do what some people would consider to be the first third of the DPS move, otherwise known as the double penetration sleight. So you're going to do essentially the first third of the double penetration sleight, and you're going to go from there. So the first thing that we do here is we're going to push the card, but we're not going to push it in directly in the middle. Oh no, that's what an ordinary person would do. We're going to push the card in at an angle. So if you notice, I'm pushing on the upper left corner of the card that's out jogged in the deck. By pushing onto this card, you notice that a little tidbit is going to stick out of the front there. I don't know if you could see it there, but a little nipple, it's a technical term, little nipple sticks out right there. You notice that? What's going to happen now is that your forefinger is going to come in and square that puppy up. But at the same time, your dirty pinky is doing all of the action because your dirty pinky is coming in contact with the upper right corner. If you notice, the upper right corner is jarring out the front edge of the card. You see that? So your pinky, as you square it up with your left forefinger, your pinky is going to come in and actually contact that upper right corner of the card. Now, by just moving your pinky to the right, you notice that that card is going to become angle jogged to the side of the deck on the right side. You see that? But this is going to happen as I'm using my finger to square up that card, supposedly flush with the deck. Now, a little bit of a tidbit here. You're going to square the card up. Notice that I'm doing it diagonally, right? So the thing is there. So at speed, it should just look like this, like I'm squaring up the card. Now, it's very important for you to mind your angles here. And also a little bit of a tidbit to actually square up the cards as the move is taking place. So from the exposed angle, It's sticking out. I'm going to square it up with my forefinger at the same time that I pull out with my pinky. And you notice that when my pinky comes out, it comes back to contact the deck. The reason for that is because now that it's bracing the deck on the upper right corner, I could actually use my forefinger to square up the rest of the cards and use the rest of my hand to square up the deck so that there's no discrepancy and there's no gap in the deck. That could be a little bit of a telltale sign. Usually you see the gap there and you're like, oh, hey, I still see my card. I still see my card. Now, there are a bunch of applications for this particular idea in terms of maybe hiding it underneath a spread of cards. If you put this on a table and you snap your finger on the corner, the card is going to shoot out towards you in a very magical looking way that I've also put on Instagram. As a matter of fact, I put it right here. Wasn't that something? That was something. That's using this technique right here. That's all using this technique. However, today we're going to be using it to put the card inside of the card box. And then
Advanced card trick tutorial.
Trying to get those SEOs here. Trying to get those sweet, sweet SEOs. So now that this card is sticking out, your right hand is covering the back and it's covering the situation of the card. Sorry, the Burger King seems to be wanting to make its way out. But your right hand is covering the card, which is side jogged right now. And you're going to come out with the box. Now here you have a couple options as to how you want to do it. Also make sure the box is closed. You could either come out with the box face up and do the move so that when you actually execute the action that's going to happen, the flap is facing the floor. Or you could do it the way I did it in performance, which is with the face of the box up. So that when you actually carry out the move, it's going to be this way with the flap down. Now, some people like it like this so that you are hiding the action better because you're going to be having a card underneath the deck and you're going to be pulling it out. That's kind of the little trick here, spoiler. So some people like the cover. I like this discrepancy of taking it out this way because the flap moves and it really conveys the illusion that it came from inside of the box. Some people like it like this. So the choice is up to you when you decide to actually learn this move. But the box is going to be inside of your pocket and you're going to have the card picked. Let me make sure for the sake of continuity, that that's the same card. So we're going to insert it somewhere in the middle of the deck. We're going to leave it sticking out. We're going to do a little bit of an angle move, squaring up the deck. So now the card is being angle jogged. So the action here is going to be as follows. You're going to come out with the deck. Now the fingertips of the left hand, the sneaky fingers, are actually going to grab the card just like this as the deck is turned over. So the exposed angle here as the card box is turned over and the face of the deck is shown, the card is now underneath the deck. That's kind of the action here. So this is going to be a move that's going to take a little bit of practice, as is with the angle jog technique itself. However, you're going to see that it's a very convincing way of getting a card inside of the box without really having to resort to palms. So you are going to again use your fingers to pull out the card. At the same time, if you want, you could either show the deck or use those same fingers to open up the flap, which is I like because there's an economy of motion there. Now you're going to scissor. You're going to scissor me timbers. You're going to scissor your fingers, your forefinger and your middle finger, and you're going to reach inside of the box. So you're going to reach in with your forefinger inside of the box. Really, you're using your middle finger to contact, and you're going to pull your right hand out, which is going to give the illusion that card came from inside of the box. Now done with speed, it looks like that card came from inside of the box. So that's a nice little tidbit there. If the card is face down, it's going to be the exact same thing. Sorry, the box. It's going to be the exact same thing. However, you do have the cover of the flap for the action here. So you're just taking the card out of the box. However, you are scissoring both fingers and using that for that purpose. So all in all, you have a nice versatile way of getting a card inside of the box with no palms, no really difficult sleights. However, this is, it's hard. It's hard. You are going to need to practice this move to get it right. And you could kind of play around with the versatility of this move. You could play around with different things you could do with the card in this position. You could play around with different ways to kind of discover the card. But I just like this because it's a card to box. People tend to like those things. But play around with it, and see what you guys come up with. Leave what you guys come up with in the comments below. That should trick the algorithm into thinking that my channel is better than it actually is. So make sure to do that. Make sure to do that. Oh boy, man. New year, new Piggy. And also leave a different comment with your New Year's resolution. That should trigger it even better, even more better. Make sure to do everything that people do when it comes to videos, guys. It really helps out, you know. Check out the sponsor, which is this guy. I'm going to go figure out different ways to use a battery pack inside of a rumble pack.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see you again.